back. Chair recognizes Mr. Subramanyam.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I first want to say that what happened this afternoon, this afternoon's manhandling of Senator Alex Padilla after he sought to speak at a public press conference was wrong and should be condemned by both parties, by every member in this chamber. But it follows a pattern in this administration of weaponizing law enforcement and using excessive force to attack peaceful protests and political opponents. And it's terrible. I mean, you know, we're talking about what's going on in sanctuary states, quote unquote. But you know, I live in Virginia, and we're not a sanctuary state. But what is happening is that our sheriff's office has made a decision to participate in the 287G program, and basically working with ICE to show up in schools, show up in businesses, and try to basically attack kids, right? Detain kids. And this is wrong. And this is not what our country is about. And so I do not want us to be supporting these types of actions. Yesterday in Sterling, Virginia, we had masked men show up to a courthouse and detain people and arrest people. And a lot of this is peaceful. And this, again, follows this pattern of weaponizing law enforcement and weaponizing the DOJ and other places to attack political opponents, attack peaceful protests, and to go around trying to make a political point. And because I think that's what this is really about. This is about politics, and this is about using law enforcement to show strength, but that's not strength. That's not strength. And so the other thing about this is none of this is making our communities safer, and none of this is good for our country. And so I want to ask Governor Walz, do these raids and do these actions and this use of law enforcement, is it making the folks in Minnesota safer?
Well, thank you, Congressman. In my opinion, no. It's causing chaos and fear amongst folks and characterizing folks who are waiting on asylum claims, who are trying to become naturalized. It causes chaos. And the other thing it does, it causes local law enforcement, they lose trust in the community. It puts them at risk. And the lack of coordination that we hear, that no calls are coming in, we always coordinate. And in the past, Democratic and Republican administrations have coordinated with us. We're not seeing it. It's creating chaos and fear. And yes, get these stories of these violent criminals. We hold them. We call DHS. But those violent criminals aren't at a preschool. That's what we have to get right. Go after why you're doing this. Get us a bipartisan bill that makes sure that folks can process and be documented, and let's make this country prosperous and continue to have a country.
Exactly, because that's a great point, because if we really want to solve immigration, why don't we do a bipartisan immigration reform bill? We can strengthen our border. We can find a path for those who've been here for a long time. We can actually solve this problem in Congress, but instead we're going around with masked men, intimidating people, throwing U.S. senators to the ground, and not solving any problem. And Governor Pritzker, I've talked to a lot of businesses in my community who are really concerned about what's going on, and this is not good for our economy either. And so I'd ask you, Governor Pritzker, what do you feel, is this good for your state? Is this making folks in your state safer or well off or better off?
Congressman, thank you. And no, this is making us worse off. It's actually harming public safety. It's frightening our communities. And frankly, if you're one of the people, the U.S. citizens that are getting taken off the streets, or people who are here in this country legally taken off the streets, I mean, imagine what effect that has on the rest of the population. And in my state, we reject that. I mean, the values of the people of the state of Illinois reject that. And I just want to say, because Congresswoman Miller would not allow me to, I just want to say very importantly that anyone who is condoning the $400 million airplane going to the President of the United States from the Qataris, who would spy on us in an instant if they were able to do this. Anybody who's condoning the President of the United States accepting the Chinese Communist Party money to his family through his meme coin. I mean, that is corruption, and yet that is what Congresswoman Miller is condoning. She's the one who thinks it's okay to pardon people who attack police right here at the Capitol. Thank you for giving me that moment.
Yield back.
Gentleman's time's expired. Chair recognizes Ms. Fishback from Minnesota.